Hey friends, good morning. Give me a couple moments while I share that we're live. All right, good morning everybody. What's going on? Just checking out the trade room here. I think people are talking about Canadian pot stocks. Let me take a look. Let me see if ACBFF is running. No, it's breaking down, so not sure. Hey guys, in the trade room, are you guys talking about Canadian pot stocks or just something else to do with Canada? ACBFF's not looking so hot. All right, so let's take a look at futures, and futures are at, no surprise, horizontal resistance right near that 2808 or 809 marker. So, you know, again, down on the day. You'll see here a little bit down. So again, got to see what happens here. That's kind of a spinning top candle at resistance on Friday. Now kind of has a doji-ish candle, tweezer top, so it's got to break above that area, otherwise it might reverse and head back down a little bit. So we get to keep an eye on that. Oh, just trade porn platforms? Awesome. Okay, cool guys. I thought you guys were talking about Canadian pot stocks. All right, so let's see what's going on this morning. SPCB. This is on our watch list. Looking to see if we can get above that 250-ish area with resistance right around that 200 SMA, just below $3. You can see it kind of moved up this morning. Now it had a kind of real pullback right around that 268-ish area. It is a low floater. It's kind of pulling back again right around just below that 268. So see if we can head up, get above 268 and go up to right around that $3 area. And had, I think, positive earnings. So we will keep SPCB on watch. SIGA. Had this one on watch list to see if we can get above 754 area with resistance around $8. Kind of popped up to 780 on Friday, and now it's kind of failing right now. So it needs to pattern's not so hot right now. It needs to kind of reverse, move back up, get above that 754-ish area for some potential continuation. Not looking the greatest at the moment. SIGA. TGA. This one right here, what do I have that one as? At or above 405, and got up to 410 in the aftermarket. Now it's kind of dumping. So this one right here, this 392 area is support. 340s is next area as well. So this one might be a potential short. So you can see kind of a double top pattern failing support here right now, or it's touching support. So This one might be a potential short to watch, possibly down to the 350-ish area. I'm going to kind of move that up to 350. So one to definitely keep an eye on. Again, buyers might come back in, so then it could be also a possible dip buy. So I'm going to watch that one just in general, just because it's got a double top failing. Buyers may come back in, but if they don't, again, potential short. Thinkorswim does have shares to short. All right, so let's look at CAPR. CAPR I had on there to see if it can get above that 157-ish area. And it's kind of just a little bit of a poke above that area in the pre-market. There's some resistance right around that 174-ish area, right around the 200 SMA. So it's kind of indecision at the moment here. Again, right up, where is it? It's down right around this 150 now. Pre-market, so it needs to get above that 157 marker, and then possibly has some move over, or might move up in that 170s range. RDHL. This one's failing pre-market. Wanted to see if this one can get. You can see that 1110 area. What did I have this one at? Or this was a potential short, 1068. Can't find shares to short within Thinkorswim. Some support around that 970s area. So this is a potential short because at more than 3 green days, it is failing pre-market. So this is a potential short if you can find shares to locate. Again, float is pretty low on it though, which not a bad thing, but this one could be really volatile. So we're looking for this one again, failing pre-market, pull back. You have some 970s area as support. Loan was keeping an eye on this one to see if it can break above that 905 area. Might have kind of an ascending triangle breakout with let's say between $9.50 to $10 resistance. So loan might be one to watch here, kind of building a flat top for a break above $9. And you can see it's kind of trading sideways right near that 905 area. So I'm going to keep an eye on that one for a possible break above 905 at market open. Derm, this one right here, right? You can see this big gap on the daily right around that 12 bucks, and it's creeping right there, right? See that? It went right above to 12 bucks and then it poked right back down. So see if this one can get above $12 and then go into this gap. There's a major gap on the daily, and then some resistance right around the 200 SMA as well. All right, so what else we got? It's Derm. And NSTG. This one we're seeing if it can get above that 1522 level. There is a gap on the daily for a possible fill right around that 1550s this range. Kind of not doing much of anything right now. So I think at the open I'm going to watch let me see here. I'm going to split my screen and I think I'm going to watch loan for a possible break of 905, kind of an ascending triangle, possible break above that 905 area. See if we can get some volume and hold and move up. And I'm either going to look at DERM or TGA. Let me see TGA again. I'm watching this one for, you can see prices down in this 360s area now. It might be a possible dip buy to the moving average lines, or it could be a failure of this right down here, down to maybe the 350s area. So this is one we'd possibly keep an eye on for, if you can find shares to short and it's a decent setup at the open. If it moves back to the moving average lines then rejects, it might be a short down to the 350 area, or watch for the buyers to come in near 350 and possible dip buy. So I'm going to keep an eye on TGA and also loan. And if you're listening to us on YouTube, if you're not a member yet of our community, feel free to come and join us. Hold on 1 second here. Okay, cool. I thought TGA was a 5-cent spread stock. So feel free to come and join us over here. Our website's below. We have several trade rooms: a day trade room, swing trade room, futures room. We do all of our chatting and everything in here. That's why we have our chat turned off on YouTube. So feel free to come and join us. We're only $10 a month. The link is below. We do trade alerts, watch lists. We have thousands of dollars worth of free courses. We share our trade ideas screen share each day, as well as do these YouTube live sessions. Again, you can click subscribe. We're only, again, take a look at us over here. We are only $10 a month or $99 a year. So we just make trading pretty much affordable for everybody. So if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to come and join us if you're not a member yet. So now we will wait and see again with TGA. Watch and see if the buyers come in or if this 350-ish area will hold. And loan, seeing if it can get above that 905 area. Again, need some volume on both. Not much volume on either right now. That's not a problem. Again, at the open, we'll see if it gets some volume. You'll see it's kind of poking up right around this 395 area here now. So, it may get above 413 area as well. If it goes above 413, then that might be a possible long. So we'll keep an eye on it. And now we wait. So I'll be back with you guys in a couple moments. And market's almost ready to open. And here we go. Loan is currently selling off a little bit. TGA, watch if it's going to make a push and potentially go red to green. And we just give it a few minutes, guys, right? Give the market a chance to choose a direction. So we'll give it a few moments and watch what these are going to do. And if these don't take off, then we'll take a look at some other ones. Remember right now, guys, the market is red on the day right now. So again, that affects many of the stocks that we're keeping an eye on here. So many times when the market's red, you'll see lots of red plays to start at the open. So just got to let these patterns shake out a bit. So for those of you guys watching, I have a multi-screen setup. So I'm looking at pretty much all the patterns on our watch, seeing if anything's really taken off right now. Nothing really exciting. So we kind of give it, 20, 25 minutes or so. If something doesn't pop up on our watch list, we also look at the morning scans and trade ideas as well. So we shall see what happens. TGA now is starting to fail this 380s area. It is easy to borrow, so it might be setting up for a possible short. It's bouncing off of that 5. That purple dot is that 5 SMA, right? So if it fails that, it might be a possible short down to the 350s area. Got to watch and see. And then just got a quick bounce right now, so it might be reversing. Again, very choppy right now. There's a high wave, big high wave candle forming on the futures right now. So that's going to cause lots of indecision. Kind of has a double bottom pattern as well. So double bottom might be trying to push to go green. It's going red to green now, but it's teetering back and forth. You can see price right now in both TGA and loan caught up right in the moving average lines. So definitely a bit of a struggle right here. This has got the moving average lines right above it. Let's take a look at loan on the daily again. Again, hardly any volume with loan, so I don't like that. SPCB, I might keep an eye on that one right now. I'm going to move TGA over. And SPCB, this one might be trying to move up. You can see some resistance around that 263. Needs to get above that 250s-ish on the daily, that 268. If we can get above that 246, 250 area, might have a chance to move up with that 268 resistance. Right now, TGA is a bit choppy. Might be doing a bullish harami pattern right here. And you can see SPZB rejected, or is rejecting right at that 246 area right now. Lots of sloppiness going on right now on these patterns. So, guys, I'm looking. I'm not seeing much of anything right now that I like. Let me take a look at some of these other ones in the morning movers, morning gappers right now. In a moment, just want to see what these other ones are going to be doing. Let me look at SPCB again. It's right at resistance on the daily, right below it, right? You guys see that doji candle? Man, patterns are really ugly right now, guys. I'm going to put SPCB over here just to show you guys what I'm looking at. Oops, SPCB. This might be a possible short down a little bit here. Let's take a look at the 5-minute. It's kind of got a head and left shoulder, right shoulders pattern. Starting to reject. This one might be a possible short. Pattern's not the greatest, but you can see kind of breaking it down of the head and shoulders right at this neckline. Needs to break below that 225-ish area. There we go. Watch if it snaps back a little bit here. Many times when it starts to fail like this, it'll snap back. Watch if the snap back holds, and if it does, it might be a possible short down. Again, close to support right around that 214-ish area. So it could turn into a possible dip buy as well. You guys see that, how it fails and then it goes right back to the moving average line? That's where you got to be super careful. All right, let me take a look at some of these other ones right now. You'll see, just to show you guys on the futures what I'm looking at. So you see this is previous close. and just look at like the market open. It's just wicked choppy today because, as you guys can see right up here, it's at resistance, and you got this small kind of spinning top, possible doji candle forming right at resistance. So that causes lots of indecision in the markets. So let me darn it, let me see Derm possible dip buy. You can see not a lot of volume yet, but it's starting to sell off. Possible dip buy to the moving average lines. I'd like to see some more volume come in though. Let me look at SPCB. Alright, let's take a look at some of these other ones that might be moving here. You can see Coda trading sideways right now. RGSE, not looking so hot. Gene, kind of in a descending triangle. SNES, kind of has a double top failure. TNXP might be looking to move above VWAP. Caper might be trying to do a, might be trying to get above VWAP. It's right near VWAP right now. Possible reversal forming. Needs more volume. And it's teetering right now in green, right at previous close now, so it's teetering. I saw it as a potential reversal, but it's well, it's got tweezer bottoms forming on a 5-minute, if you guys can see right over here. It's got tweezer bottoms, so it might be trying to hold previous close. If it can get above and reverse, it might have a play. Need some volume to come in though. Back to TGA. This might be a possible short setup. If it could start to fail this 200 SMA around this 386. Might be setting up for a possible short. Kind of has a descending triangle formation as well. So looking at the daily, right around that 376 range. Let's look back on the 1 minute. You can see kind of a double top failure. Some support around that 386. So see, if this thing fails, this thing might be setting up for a potential short. See, kind of like this, kind of doing a descending triangle-ish formation. But many times in a descending triangle, price will pop right back up again. So you got to watch and see if the base will crack. And you can see it's bouncing right off that 200 SMA now, that black line. So you got to be careful. This thing can get a bounce and then reverse that short. But you can see it is rejecting those moving average lines on the 5-minute. It's getting a pop back up here. I'm going to look on the 1 minute. See that? Kind of popping right back up to VWAP. If VWAP rejects, it might be a possible short. And you can see on the 5 minute right now, that VWAP on the 5 minute is the 9 EMA. So it is rejecting these moving average lines. This one might be one to take potentially short if it can start to fail. These moving average lines are trading sideways right now. But, you know, obviously if you want to go short on this, you want to see the moving average lines head down. You can see kind of a descending triangle pattern. Goes up, breaks angular resistance, coming right back down. Now it's got to choose a direction. And you can see SPCB has kind of a, it's a head and shoulders, but I was going to say kind of a descending triangle as well. Right back up to VWAP. Still lots of choppiness, guys. Not liking a whole heck of a lot of anything right now. So this could easily pop back up right to that 397-ish area, right below $4. So shorting, if you were to take a short, or if you're not familiar with shorting, you sell high and then you buy low to cover. So if resistance starts to reject right below that $4 amount, you could take a potential short below $4 using these areas as support to cover. So I'm not saying to take a short, but it's something to keep an eye on with this, right? It may go up, it may reverse and go long, right? But you got to see, kind of look at all these patterns right here. On the 1 minute, it's starting to kind of break out, but on the 5 minute, it still has resistance right about that 397 marker. So this may reverse, but again, just kind of keeping an eye on this peripherally to the side. RDHL is starting to move up, but still no volume. I'm going to move TGA over to the side. I'm also keeping an eye on CAPR right now. Let me take a look at CAPR. You can see kind of got almost a triple tweezer bottoms here, right? It's kind of holding right off of this previous clothesline, seeing if it's possibly looking to reverse. Still keeping an eye over here on TGA. If it fails VWAP. So the thing with some of these right here, guys, you got to watch and see if it's going to get some volume to it, right? So TGA, it's kind of borderline. Now it's right around 300,000, right? So, you know, it's starting to gain a little bit of volume. Again, nothing like 3 or 4 million. But if you're scalping, trying to get in and out of 1,000 shares or 2,000 shares, you should be fine, right? So now you can see starting to possibly reject the moving average lines now. See, it's rejected on the 5-minute. Rejecting VWAP, right? So it popped up over VWAP. Now it's rejecting down. Might be forming a hammer and hole, but let's see if it can start failing the moving average lines. So you can see price kind of fell, went up, rejected off the 9 EMA, came back down on the 5-minute, went back up. Now you have kind of tweezer tops on a 5-minute right below that 13 EMA. You know, so if you were to take a short on this, you know, maybe you're going to risk, you know, maybe you're short and you risk, you know, a close above these 5-minute candles as your stop. Still moving average lines trading sideways, starting to fail the moving average lines. Could easily pop up. But you can see that red line right here is also where the 50 SMA is. No coincidence. Loan is starting to make a play to possibly go red to green, but needs some volume. Kind of has this flat top forming. See if it can get, again, no volume. Might be trying to reverse and go red to green. If it does, needs some volume and needs to get above that 905 marker. SIGA kind of doing a possible reversal here. You can see found some support right around that 695 area. Reversing, see if we can get above the moving average lines, get above high of day. Problem is it's got that high wave candle, that long-legged doji high wave candle. See if it can get above and then go red to green. But it's got to contend with these wicks and shadows right here on this big 5-minute candle. And TGA needs to choose a direction right now. Is it going to fall, kind of head south in this kind of descending triangle-ish pattern? I'm going to remove this trend line and do this one right here. You guys see that? Kind of a descending triangle. See if it's going to head down here to this 386 area and fail, or if it's going to go and get another bounce. That's the problem with these descending triangles. They fall and they bounce a lot. You want to ideally see the bottom drop out. And Derm is kind of taking a dump right now. If you look here, bear flag right here, kind of failing. Now it might be a possible dip buy. I was watching it earlier, but it wasn't getting the volume. Now volume is starting to come in a little bit more, so this one might be a possible dip buy. Reversely, you can see TGA getting a quick pop back up. So Durham might be a possible dip buy if there's a reversal. Bear flag down right over in here. See on a 5-minute, that bear flag, you could have taken a possible short right when it fell below that 1106 area. I was distracted looking over at TGA and totally missed this one right over here for Derm. And Lone just broke out. So Lone broke out, but still didn't get the volume. So Lone broke out over 705 up to over 905 up to 919, but not getting the volume. You want to see the volume come in. And TGA still trying to choose a direction. It's popping right back up, and it's rejecting right now. If you have a 5-minute chart pull up, it's rejecting right at the 9 EMA. So it's building that descending triangle potential pattern, but it's got some indecision. Moving average lines, as you guys can see over here, trading sideways, needs to choose a direction. Durham might be possibly setting up for a possible dip buy. You can see some support right around this 1067-ish range. The 5 minutes bouncing. You want to see, again, a possible reversal candle forming. You know, on a 5-minute, watch and see if there's like a hammer or a spinning top or something like that that shows a possible reversal. It's got some room back up on the 5-minute, but you need potential confirmation on the 5-minute. Oh, Gene had a nice move. I see you guys talking about that in the trade room. Choppy. You could have rode the 9. A little bit messy, but definitely had a nice move. And SPCB failed the head and shoulders. SIGA, that one now is breaking out, going red to green. Where is that? SIGA. This one now went red to green. This one might be a possible play to keep an eye on. Starting to get some volume. Move over here. Kind of bull flag. See if that holds. and continues up. It's got that 755-ish range, or 56 as resistance. See if this holds. You can see TGA still showing some difficulties right over here. So see if SIGA can stay green. Watch if it bull flags and holds, or if it's going to go up and just fail. It's retesting. SIG might be a possible short, kind of a shooting star. There it goes, right down, right back down. So that's why it's very important when the stock goes red to green like that. You want to see this retest hold, and it failed. Right back down. And you can see TGA just slowly grinding. It's not doing much of anything. It's going back up to the moving average lines and kind of failing. It could go in reverse and go up, get a pop. It's just kind of just trading kind of sideways, not doing much of anything. I see you guys talking about Gene. Let's go take a look at that. So Gene, yeah, kind of doing you can see some support. Needs to hold this 191 area. If not, might possibly be a quick scalp or short down. Let's see if Interactive Brokers has any shares to short. Gene is not shortable on Interactive Brokers, so. But possibly, you got to be careful, right? You got to let these 5-minute candles form and then see again if you can get shares to short. This is setting up a potential evening star pattern. It's starting a potential star pattern right now. You got to let the candle form, but also remember, how far is it down to the moving average line? It's got that 5 SMA around 180 and then 171. So you got to be careful. Sometimes you can get really trapped in them. TGA possibly starting to roll over now. You can see the moving average lines starting to separate a little bit of bearishness here on the 1 minute. So if you're bearish on it, you want to see the moving average lines start to separate and start failing. And so this is where you get a little bit of indecision. You got to be careful on these low floaters, right? So now you kind of have like somewhat of a spinning top candle or a hive wave-ish candle. It's a green one. So this can go either way. This can go, and you can see tweezer tops right now on a 5 minute. So, but you got to be careful on the low floaters. This could easily fail, but it can also easily trap you and pop right up for a break of $2. That's where you got to be super careful. And like you see with TGA, just getting these quick pops, right? And high of day is at 199 for Gene. Let's take a look at a 1 minute. So you got kind of a double top here, but still above the moving average lines. Very bullish on the 1 minute, but again, it's got that double top pattern. It could start to fail. There it goes right at that 186, 187. If it starts to fail that, watch for a potential short. Right at this 186 level. SIGA might be one to watch. Watching right here, SIGA went up, went red to green for a moment, came back down. If it could start to hold that 726-ish area on a 5 minute, might try to get a bounce back up. So I kind of keep kind of a cup and handle-ish pattern right here. So just got my eye on that one peripherally. Today is a grind, guys. The market is super choppy today. Lots of bearishness. So with SIGA, I was just kind of seeing if a 5 minute candle forms here for a possible cup and maybe a handle gets above this 726 area for a possible break. TGA still just messy. Look at how all that trading sideways. This still does not want to choose a direction. Let me look at SPCB. This one maybe, you can see it kind of failed this head, left shoulder, right shoulder, right at a neckline area here, previous close. This might be a quick dip buy. Let's see if this previous close can hold. Now it's very close on the head and shoulders. If it fails, obviously it might be a short, but watch for it on, let's see the daily where support is. It's right near support. This could easily fall down to $2. Let me put some support right around that $2 area. Starting to fail it right now, but it might be a possible quick scalp. If it fails, previous close falls down, watch $2 as support. You can see the further away it gets on the 5-minute, might possibly do a reversal, have a move to the moving average line for a quick scalp. Be careful with Gene, guys. Just because it breaks $2, you can see there's 1, 2. Now it's forming its third spinning top candle, and as you guys can see, right above $2, and now it's failing. SPCB, you can see right around that 205 area, $2. Possible dip buy for a quick scalp. Possible again, you got the neckline of the head and shoulders, got to be very careful, but watching this area right here between 2 and 205. And TGA just still kind of a mess. You can look at that. See the TGA is just all these messy candles over here. You guys see right here on a daily, double top right here, failure, coming right back down to that $2 area. See some support right around that 205 area, possible scalp. If that 205 area can hold, also be careful of $2. Right, there's that 200 SMA right around that 205. So 2 to 205. Very far away. Right here, you can see possible scalp up to previous close and possibly even above. See if this will hold. If it fails, watch for a possible reversal. You guys see what happened to Gene? Real quick pop over $2, and now it's failing all the way back down to the 9 on a 5-minute. So you be careful. Those whole and $half amounts, huge psychological support and resistance levels. Right down here with SPCB. Now see if $2 can hold. Right at that 200 SMA. Watch if it's a possible reversal setting up on a 5-minute, or if $2 is going to fail. There we go. Look at how quick that is, huh? Bounce right around that 202 area. Right up to the 9. So watching SPCB on a 5-minute for a potential reversal, not a lot of room to the moving average lines, but just kind of watching this. They had that quick jump on the 1 minute, so seeing if this is going to do a reversal setup over in here. You can see right back up to the 9, right back down. And TGA is just still messing around with VWAP, still trying to choose a direction. Alright guys, I'll be back in a few minutes, and again, as you can see, just not a heck of a lot going on today. I'll be back in a few minutes. Give me a couple of minutes, guys. I'll be back. All right, so I am back, everybody. As you can see right now, TGA is failing a little bit. Let's see here. At 386 level, has some room down to that 381. SPCB, what was I looking at with this? Possible reversal, slowly grinding up right now. Let's see, Gene, SIGA, SIGA might be doing a reversal. You can see it's moved right up to that 780-ish level, and you can see it's failing 780 right now, so that's a possible short if 780 will reject. So right now, SIGA is having a difficult time getting over 780, so it might be a double top. And TGA is, let's see here, slowly grinding down. It kind of failed the first base of the descending triangle. Now it's kind of popping back up. See if it can reject off that 768 and keep falling, or if it's going to go back up to the moving average lines. So you can see right here with SIGA, possible double top pattern. So you can see price went up to 780, came right down, couldn't get above 780 here. Now watch if it's going to fail. You can see some support right around that 750-ish area. Have a good day, Red. Now it's kind of popping up, so now careful on a 1 minute. It's maybe doing an ascending triangle. So showing you guys a couple options for shorts today. Again, you can see price on the daily goes, it breaks out above 750, right? So now it's going up on a 5 minute. You can see pre-market high was 780. So now you have a potential double top right now. If it can't get above 780, it is a double top failure. Then you can short it down to potentially 750-ish area. The only problem is you got to be careful of potential ascending triangles forming within the double top. So this might be an ascending triangle. So see if this will go and get above 780 or if it's going to come and fail. TGA is kind of a descending triangle. It's failing the base right now. A lot slower of a move. Just kind of again more of a higher float stock, whereas SIGA That one's kind of higher too as well. You know, so 79 million shares outstanding. So this is what you want to look for, guys. When you see on something like TGA, again, just kind of slowly grinding down. But you see how the moving average line starts to separate? That's what you want to see if you're bearish right now. So you want to see the moving average lines push price down. Gene might be trying to make another push. It held the 9 on the 5-minute. Careful of $2 resistance. Let's look at the 5-minute here on SIGA. Now, we got to be careful with this, right? It could be doing a kind of a bull pennant. So this one could go either way. Oh, SIGA just really took a dump, huh? Now it's failing the base of that descending triangle on TIGA or TGA. Alright, so it's got some next support probably around that 375-ish marker. So many times it'll fail and then get a bounce back. SIGA could go either way at the moment right now. It is starting to fail the moving average lines, which is a potentially good sign. So you like to see this start to fail. Right here with TGA, you can see a really big red candle down, gets a bounce back up. Now you want to see if it's going to fail and stay below the base of that descending triangle. And there you go with SIGA. And SIGA went right down to that 375. Or I'm sorry, TGA. Right down. You guys see it failed that descending triangle. Now SIGA might be getting a bounce back up. I'm going to watch and see if this will fail down to the 750 area. You guys see these support areas? Price started to fail. Failed it right here at 381. Right back down to 370, right above 375. Now watch if it gets a bounce back up. SIGA is failing, but it's touching off this 20 EMA right now. Moving average lines are curling. Or I'm sorry, moving average lines are starting to curl downwards. Now you want to see if this thing's going to fail, or is it going to get a bounce and go back up? It's bouncing off the 20 right now. Right down to that 750-ish area. So hopefully this is helping you guys today, guys. Just showed you a couple ways to short. In both SIGA and TIGA were potential shorts for you. And just to go back and kind of recap both of those. Oh, right down here now, huh? Bounced right off previous close in VWAP. So why did this happen, right? So let's take a look at SIGA. You'll see it broke out above 750. Went up, created a new 52-week high, and went up to the 5-minute here. And look, pre-market high was 780. This big green candle went up, rejected right below 780. If you took a short below that, you could have used a candle close above 780 as your stop. This candle got a little bit messy. It kind of like gave some indecision, right? So then once it started to fail below this candle here, 761, you could have used a close above that as your stop. Right down to 750, right down to the VWAP area. With TGA, was doing a really, really messy descending triangle. But as you can see, it was super messy, and then it started to fail right over in here. But this was just a kind of slower grind. And this one right here, you know, right when it started failing that, let's see here. This one's a little bit trickier, right? So when it started failing that 392 area, go back over on the 5-minute. You know, it started failing it right off the bat, but then it just got choppy all day long. But you could have kind of done a bear pennant. You guys see this is a bear pennant right when it kind of failed in here, 390s, right down to that 375-ish area. So, a couple shorts on SIGA and TGA. You know, and it had, if you look over here, 700,000 for TGA, 780,000 for SIGA. You know, just kind of flowed through under the radar. So on a day like today where it's super, super, super choppy, you know, could have scalped, you know, 10 cents, maybe a little bit more on a couple shorts. You had to wait, you know, I had to wait a while to get them, but that's what happens. Hey, what's up, Timmy? What's going on, brother? All right, I'm going to reset here my charts. It's been a grind, really big grind today. So let's look at the futures. Reset, bearish on the day, right? Not looking so hot. On the daily chart, what's happening? Zoom in, spinning top, red spinning top candle right here, causing indecision. What's up, Timmy? Officer Davis holding it down, keeping us all safe. All right, so let me reset. Let's take a look at what's going on some of these here today, guys. Gene, reset some of the drawings. Looking very choppy right now. Rejected right below that 205. You guys see that? 205 yearly high. What did it do? Right up to 204. Bam, right back down. Good eye. Lone Wolf says, I see a head and shoulders on a 1 minute with Gene. Great eye. Right here. Head, left shoulder, right shoulder. Right? Kind of has a neckline of... it kind of gets a little bit... right kind of in this area here. Now you got to be careful, right? It's very tricky on these head and shoulders. Because many times you get false breakouts. You can see left shoulder going across like right in here, right? So head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and then you get this right shoulder gets a lot of messiness right now. Later, Timmy. Let's see, Coda. Bear flagging. This one had a SNES, had a head and shoulders. Now it looks like the buyers are coming back in at the neckline. Also had kind of a double top. Top here, here, coming back down, double top failure. Might be trying to reverse. Real choppy though right now. Let's see. Let me do this. This is what I meant to do today. I meant to have this scan up. Now we can have a bearish and a bullish scanner. So actually this is perfect. I wanted to look at this one right here. So this is where you can start to see possible dip buys. Let's look at INNT. Look at that. That's very quick. Right here. Found a base. This one's a really quicker. This is a very low floater. That's why. Possible support here right around 1150. Tweezer bottoms potentially if it can get above that 1210-ish area. Maybe trying to reverse. You know what? I want to take a look at SIGA. SIGA on a 5-minute might be trying to hold that 750 marker. That's one to keep an eye on. Want to see if there's a nice bullish hold around that 750 area right above the 9 on a 5-minute. If so, it's got 780 or right below as resistance. So I'm going to keep an eye on SIGA. Had a nice fall right down here. Got a bounce off VWAP right back up. See if we can get a good bullish hold here above 750s. Then it's got to get above that 760-ish area and then VWAP. Let me go over to Gene for a quick moment. Yeah, guys, you got to be careful with Gene. This thing's just trading sideways. Be very careful. This could pump or it could dump. Remember, head and shoulders. This could easily pop right up to right below 2 or even get right a little bit above and then dump. Everything's trading sideways on it. So watching SIGA, it's breaking above that 753. See if we can get above that 760-ish area. Needs the moving average lines on a 1 minute to cross and push price above to get above that 760-ish area. So with SIGA, I was looking to see if the moving average lines will cross, start to push price above that 760-ish area with 780 or just below as resistance. And it's struggling right now, right? Got it right above here, poked right above. Now you got to see right here. It's definitely struggling now at the moment. It's not getting above. But it's because that happened. Again, going to see what happens around the 9 EMA. This thing could get a bounce, or if it starts to close below here or below that 750 area, that's not a good sign. So I got to be very careful with the fake outs, guys. Gonna give it a few more minutes and then gonna start wrapping up. Today is a very choppy, messy day. Hopefully you guys are being safe out there trading. But be aware of the news, right? President's meeting with I think Putin today. So that's gonna probably cause a lot of volatility as well. So just be aware of what's happening. Yeah, SIGA is struggling right now. It got a pop above right over here, but it's having struggle right around that 750. Look at that dump, huh? Bam. Right back down. Ouch, huh? That's a bad drop. Oh, look at that, huh? That's really punishing. So that's why you guys got to watch patterns, right? That's an ouch. Look at that. Yeah, I should have took the short, huh? I mean, that's where this green candlestick faked you out, but again, this hammer, that's where we're showing this 760, right? Needed to get above that 760 area. Had a quick fake out right above over here, and then it just dumped. It's going back up to VWAP. So you got to be careful of these guys, right? So let's say if you were in a stock like this, sometimes it'll sell off really quickly. You got to be careful to panic sell, because many times it'll get a good pop back up. So then you got to see what happens right here. This could shake you out, but now it gets very volatile in here. So I'm just watching right here to see what happens around VWAP. And then probably just going to wrap up for the day. Right here, like you see here, right, falls right down, gets right back up. Watch what happens right here on VWAP. Yeah, bounce. It's hovering right around that 50 SMA on the 5 minute. Alright guys, I'm going to start wrapping it up for today. If you look here, if you're watching us on YouTube, the link is below to come and join us. We have a day trade room, swing trade room, futures room. We have our alerts, our watch list, thousands of dollars worth of courses. And you can subscribe right over here. And again, we are only $10 a month for everything that we offer in our community, or $99 a year. So basically the cost of less than a Netflix payment or less than an Amazon Prime membership. So feel free to come and join us. Again, very choppy, sloppy day, because just go back over to here. Again, all about support, resistance, what's happening in the markets. Right over in here. Well, first of all, it's a down day, red day, and what's going on? Market kind of has a cup, handle goes up to the top kind of near the cup, right around that 2808, and now it's starting to dump with tweezer tops right now currently forming on the daily. So that's a possible reversal signal. So again, guys, you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll be back later. Not sure if I'm going to do a video today, but we shall see. But I'll definitely be sending out the watch list later. So you guys all have a wonderful day, and I will catch you guys all later. Enjoy.